Welcome back to Adrian College. We're here for the Student Princes versus Adrian College Bulldogs men's soccer. I'm Ben Moman alongside Ellen Stanton. We're getting right into the middle of the action with the Student Princes headed down the right side of the field. That's Hamid Sharif giving it off to Nico Shemanigo. Shemanigo gives it to Alexis Mendoza, who heads it up, and Lino Tariemo is going to go and get the grab. Tariemo setting up, looking to send the ball out, and he does. Number 18 for the Adrian College Bulldogs, fooling around with the ball, Marcelo Mancini. And now the Bulldogs are moving upfield. That's number 17, Miles Masters Claiborne, a junior from Battle Creek, Michigan. That's number 20, Riley Jackson. It's going to go to the Student Princes for a throw-in. Nick Marsh sends the throw-in. The Bulldogs attack and take the ball back. And it's going to go out of bounds. Student Princes ball for a throw-in. Ellen, definitely noticed a high offensive pressure from the Student Princes so far in this game. What can you see from here?
Yeah, definitely. The Student Princes look like they're all over the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs look like they need to take a breather, get themselves together. They look like they bumped into each other a couple times. So just get the nerves out of the way for their first game and their home opener.
Lino Tarmina, the new starting goaltender. As we mentioned before, Nico Giansopoulos, former Bulldogs goaltender, has transferred to Calvin College. We'll set up for the goal kick as we will move around to get back into our places. Tarmino sends out the goal kick. Goes right to the Student Princes, excuse me. Now the Bulldogs retain possession. Now Bulldogs racing down the left field sideline. It's a battle in the middle for the ball. Student Princes take the ball back over, and they have numbers. Hamid Sharif sends it over to Ryan Amoki. Amoki down to Nico Shemnigo. Out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Student Princes. Alexis Mendoza with the throw-in. We'll give it over to Shemnigo. Back to Mendoza. Carries it down the right side by the home benches. Nice little flick, but it's not going to get down to Shemnigo. It's going to be a goal throw-in for the Bulldogs. Student Princes have definitely dominated the possession so far in this game. Very early in this game, only 40-26 remaining in the first half. The Bulldogs retain possession, but Student Princes called for a foul. Bulldogs will have a free kick at around midfield.
Grab the other wide camera at the football coach.
Yep. It's a very hot day today. You gotta imagine that that's gonna play a factor in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very important for the Bulldogs to save their energy in the first half so they are able to still keep going in the second half today.
It's definitely going to be something to look forward to during this match. It's Marcelo Mancini sending it back to Tarmina. Tarmina will send it out, but right to Kyle Simpson. There's a battle for it at midfield. It's number 18, Chris Kosak, with the ball. Excuse me, Kyle Boone with the ball. Now it's back down to Bulldogs territory. Riley Jackson will chase after it. That will be a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
And Taramina is definitely already doing a great job communicating with his team and letting him know where everyone is on the field.
Tarmina is a junior, and he's also the captain of this team out of Monroe, Michigan, St. Mary's Catholic Central. Started in 2 games last year as well. As he sends out a goal kick. Another battle for it at midfield. Number 16 for Student Princes, Hamid Sharif. I'm sure we'll hear his name a lot today in this game. Bulldogs send it back out. Now it's over to Miles Masters Claiborne, who has the ball, just controlling it at midfield. Now back down to Nick Mitchell. And over to Ambrose DiGiovanni, who will send it back to Grant Scoville. Grant Scoville will send it back to Lino Taormino. Bulldogs trying to retain some possession in this game. Send it over to the home sideline with Riley Jackson, who loses it. Bulldogs recover and send it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Student Princes in the Bulldog territory. Alexis Bin to Nico Shamnigo. Back to Marcel. Back to Mendoza. And Minshaw will kick it out and send it out to Miles Claiborne. Claiborne has it. Bulldogs will send it back into Student Prince territory. And Student Princes will send it back to Bulldogs territory. Bulldogs really trying to find that offensive pressure, trying to find some kind of gap. That's not going to be the one to get it going.
And as you said, Heidelberg's just been all over the Bulldogs already, not giving them much room at all to work with the ball.
It's a great touch by Nico Shamnigo, or Hamid Sharif, excuse me. Lino Taormino with a great diving save from Nico Shamnigo. Nice diving stop, way to get the first game jitters out of the way. Looks like he's feeling that one just a little bit. Lino Taormino had a little bit of a grimace on his face after that save. Jacob Hetrick throw the ball in. Nico Shamnigo dancing with the ball down the left side. Sent it up to Ryan Hermosi. They'll lose it in Bulldog territory. That's Sean Kane for the Bulldogs who will send it out. Bulldogs will throw it in. Ambrose DiGiovanni. Throw in. Thompson, excuse me, will throw the ball in for the Bulldogs. Ambrose DiGiovanni trying to control it. Kyle Simpson battling. DiGiovanni mishits the ball, and Hamid Sharif will have the ball, and he'll send it back up to Nico Shamnigo. He'll send it all the way to the other side of the benches to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza will carry the ball. Nice move. Oh, wow, nice spin move around the defenseman. But he'll lose the ball and takes out number 2 for the Bulldogs, Baden Lee. Will be called for the foul. Bulldogs will have a free kick. It's number 20, Riley Jackson will send out the free kick. Kyle Simpson will carry it up for the Student Princes. To number 11, Kurt Wilhelm. He'll lose it. Now Nick Minshaw with the ball in midfield for the Bulldogs. Let's see if he can get some offensive spark going. Towing down the sideline, but mishits it over to Miles Claiborne, who will retain the ball. We'll lose it. Now throw in. Bulldogs putting it's their ball, and it is. Baden Lee trying to battle for the ball. Loses it to Hamid Sharif. The Student Princes trying to get something going the other way, but they'll lose it again. Foul on the sideline. It's going to go back to Heidelberg. Greg Raimondo will send it back to goaltender Alex Archambault. We'll send it over to the visitor side benches. Over to number 19, Kyle Boone. Boone stays down on the right side. Sends a cross in over to Hamid Sharif, trying to find him. Lino Taormino will be there for the stop. Bulldogs playing a lot more defense in this game than offense so far. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Bulldogs ball. Bulldogs deep in their territory. Kyle Boggs will throw the ball in, and it's back to the Student Princes. Real battle back and forth. Now the Bulldogs have the ball. Not a lot of numbers. Ambrose DiGiovanni trying to take it down. Miles Masters Claiborne calling for the ball earlier. Would have been offside had he gotten that ball. Good attempt. Good look for the Bulldogs, though, so far. It's number 20, Riley Jackson, battling with Ryan Homoki, excuse me.
Jackson's getting up slow off that one.
Yep. Ryan Homoki has the ball. Goes in for a shot. What a great save by Lino Tarmina with a great shot from Hamid Sharnif. About 30 yards out. Excuse me, 20 yards out.
It doesn't appear that Taormina has any nerves yet in this game, as he has made 2 great saves already.
Not at all. Now, Bulldogs still in trouble here. Student Princes down in their territory. Number 17, Nico Shamnigo sends a ball in, but it gets blocked. Now it's back to midfield. Number 15, Greg Raimondo will send it in. Now it's a throw-in for the Student Princes. It's number 9, Alexis Mendoza. He'll send it back up. Now Nico Shamnigo takes the ball, trying to head down, trying to get an advantage. But he'll lose it with that free arm, so it's going to be Bulldogs ball. Bulldogs playing some pretty good defense so far.
Definitely.
Having to be mostly on the defensive side of the ball today.
Student Princes are gaining possession most of the time, but the Bulldogs are doing a good job of keeping them not getting close to the goal.
About 31 minutes left here in the first half of this Bulldogs soccer game, men's soccer versus the Heidelberg Student Princes, as the Bulldogs are on the offensive side, moving down the field, but lose it. Number 11, Kurt Wilhelm will retain it for the Student Princes, and he'll send it up to Ryan Homoki. Homoki, give it to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza heading down the right side of the field. He'll send a cross in, but it will be stopped and sent back the other way. Miles Masters Claiborne trying to break for the ball. Student Princes calling for an offside. Now Archambault will send the ball back down the field. Number 10, Kyle Simpson. Simpson down to Alexis Mendoza. Hamid Snarnov cross from the other side. Will retain the ball. That's number 14, Ryan Homoki with the ball. Sends it back up to Kyle Simpson. And the Bulldogs will take the ball. Miles Claiborne will send it back over to Minshaw. Minshaw will lose it to number 9, Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza carrying it down the field. Trying to gain some kind of possession here. The Bulldogs will retain the ball. Now to number 15. That'll be Student Prince's ball.
And a good attempt there by Minshaw to get it up to Masters Claiborne as it just goes out of bounds.
Kyle Simpson will send the ball down to Nico Shamnigo. But the Bulldogs are there to stop. Jacob Hetrick making some moves. Now to number 11, Kurt Wilhelm, who will send it to Hamid Sharnif. Nico Shamnigo, but Lino Tarmina is there for another save. Tarmina's probably got about 6 or 7 saves already early in this game.
Yeah, definitely looking very sharp in net for the Bulldogs so far today.
Looks very calm and very comfortable so far earlier in this game. As he sends that one out, Hamid Sharnif will get a leg on it. Bulldog and a Student Prince battle over it. Nico Shamnigo will take possession as Chris Pretty will knock that one out of bounds. Pretty wearing notice number 23 in the roster book here, but wearing number 8. Just got that roster change earlier before. So as Pretty knocks it down, but it's taken down by Miles Claiborne. So it'll be a free kick for the Student Princes. Pretty will, or excuse me, Alexis Mancino will kick the ball, or Mendoza. Miles Claiborne with the header. Now it's number 9, Alexis Mendoza again. Mendoza trying to send it down, find Kurt Wilhelm, and he does. But Kurt Wilhelm is taken down, so it will remain Student Prince's ball. Mendoza down to Hamid Schnarf. Schnarf puts a nice move on, gets a pass, but loses it to the Bulldogs. Ambrose DiGiovanni will send it back out. Student Princes will regroup up at midfield. Ahmed Schnarf. Schnarf's going after the ball. Needs a cross and another great save and some help from the post for Lino Tarmina. So the Bulldogs will send it back out. Number 15, Greg Raimondo will go back down. But number 10, Kyle Boggs for the Bulldogs will send it out. Another throw-in for the Student Princes. Ahmed Schnarf will control the ball. Back down to Scharf from Kyle Simpson. Alexis Mendoza will send a cross back in to Ahmed Scharf to number 10, and a great save by Lino Tarmina. God, he's just getting pounded with shots already. Like we said earlier in this game, that the Student Princes do like to shoot a lot. Average over 19 last season.
And Tarmina keep doing a great job of keeping them out of the net.
Nick Minshaw will try to control the ball. Him and Mendoza battle midfield. It's going to be Bulldogs' ball after a foul. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get a little offensive pressure on the Student Princes after playing so much defense earlier. Riley Jackson will send one down the field, but to absolutely nobody. I'm not sure if that's what was his intention with that pass, but it will be Student Prince's ball. Number 14 for Student Princess. We'll send it back down to number 8, Chris Pretty. And the Bulldogs will take possession, but lose it quickly. Now back to Lino Tarmina to regroup. Tarmina down to Minshaw, but back to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza playing with it around midfield. Now to Hamid Scharf. Hamid Scharf trying to carry it in. He's taken down. No call. Play on, says the ref. Mendoza will control it around the 20-yard line. Mendoza still trying to control it. And a bad ball by Ambrose DiGiovanni will remain Student Prince's ball. Number 17, Nico Shamnigo will take care of the ball. Send it down. The Bulldogs, Grant Scoville, defenseman, will take care of that and send it out of bounds. Now Jacob Hetrick will throw it in. He finds Hamid Scharf. Scharf turns around, trying to get to his right foot. Scharf still trying to get to his right foot. And he mishits this shot, and it'll go out of bounds, and Lino Tarmina will take care of the goal kick.
And Mendoza, who's been a big force tonight for the Student Princes already, he's only a freshman from El Paso, Texas. So his first year playing for the Student Princes.
24-25 left in the first half, and Kurt Wilhelm and Ryan Hamoki will come off the field for Tyler Eoff. And I believe one other player, but we're not sure who yet. If I had to guess, I believe it would be Chris Kozaks, who the team's leading scorer. I'm not sure if I'm seeing him out there. Yes, it is. That's number 2 for the Bulldogs with the ball. Baden Lee. He'll lose it. Hamid Scharf will take it back the other way. That's Kozaks with the ball. Down to number 12 for the Student Princes, Tyler Eoff. But back over to the Bulldogs. It's a nice through ball. Down to Nick Minshaw, but he will miss it. And Student Princes will send it out of bounds. Down in Heidelberg territory. Bulldogs will have a throw-in.
And that was a good play by number 5, Grant Scoville, for the Bulldogs to get it down to Minshaw to get some offensive going here.
Matt Thompson will send it down to Ambrose DiGiovanni. He'll keep it in, tiptoe it on the sideline. He'll beat his man. He'll send the cross over to Miles Claiborne, excuse me. Claiborne trying to get around his man, and he does. He gets crossed up with the defenseman, Greg Raimondo. And Student Princes will take the ball back over. Hamid Sharif moving quickly down the midfield. He gets tripped up a little, but he stays up. Sends it down to Nico Shamnigo, who's got some room. And a great dive, great tackle from Grant Scoville. And he'll send it back up the right side of the field to Ambrose DiGiovanni. We'll send it to Nick Minshaw. Minshaw, who's got some space. He's going to wheel down the right side of the field. Going to try to beat his man. Let's see if he can. And it's a great diving play by Kyle Boone for the Student Princes. And the Bulldogs will have their first corner kick of the game.
And a great hustle by Minshaw there to stay with the ball and to keep it all the way down there.
Bulldogs will send Sean Kane for this corner kick. See about 5 gold shirts in the box for the Bulldogs. And here comes the cross. A header that'll send it over the net for a goal kick for the Student Princes. Alexander Archambo will send it out for a goal kick. As he finds Hamid Sharif, it goes off his right leg. Sharif will send it back to his D-man, Jacob Hetrick. Now back to Sharif. Sharif through the middle of the field, over to Kyle Simpson. Simpson looking for Kyle Kosak. Excuse me, Alexis Mendoza, who finds Sharif. Now Sharif tripped up a little bit. Nice pass back to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza sends it to Chris Pretty on the right side. And Pretty will kick it out of bounds for a Bulldogs ball. Bulldogs will get the throw in. Miles Claiborne will take the ball. He's up at midfield on the far side. That's Matt Thompson carrying it down the right side of the field for the Bulldogs, and he gets stopped in his tracks by Jacob Hetrick, who will send it back up to Hamid Sharif. Sharif with 3 others moving down the field. Chris Kozak with a boot, and he'll be just wide. That's the kind of leg that scores 20 goals in a year, I guess. Lino Tarmino will set up for another goal kick. Starting to become a common saying throughout this game. Sends it over to Matt Thompson. Thompson up to DiGiovanni. And back down to Grant Scoville, who tries to connect with Claiborne. But he finds Minshaw. Minshaw with the kick. And it's over his head for a goal.
What a great play by the Bulldogs and a great location for Minshaw to take that shot.
Alex Archambo got stopped. I think he got a little twisted up there. He was standing out as if he was waiting for a much shorter kick, but it just sails over his head, and that's going to put the Bulldogs up 1-0.
I definitely don't think that he was expecting that shot to go up that high over him.
Minshaw has another goal to add to his track record, his first of the season. A little short hop that he found right when it was in the air. So good connection, and maybe that'll get the Bulldogs going in the right track. As the Student Princes move down the field quickly, trying to retaliate. It's number 6, Jacob Hetrick, comes down the left side. We'll send it down to Nico Shamnigo. Shamnigo in the corner, sends it over to Tyler Eoff. And Eoff will send it out of bounds, and it'll be another goal kick. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to get some subs to come in this game. Looks like Claiborne and Baden Lee are going to come off the field. And I believe Connor Gratton And Cheyenne Shashtari will be entering the game for the Bulldogs. 18:48 left in the first half, and the Bulldogs are up 1-0 off of a fluky kind of goal from Nick Minshaw over Alex Archambault to take the early advantage. Tarmina sends the ball out. Riley Jackson tries to get a boot on it, but comes up empty-handed. Now, number 9 for the Student Princes, Alexis Mendoza will try to cross one over, but it'll be another corner kick for the Student Princes. Mendoza trying to set up quickly, and he does. Gets it over to Hamid Sharif. Sharif tries to cross, but it comes up short. It's number 8, Chris Pretty. Alexis Mendoza trying to go through the middle of the field. Down at Hamid Sharif. Now Mendoza with a nice flick to Sharif, but comes up empty-handed, and great header from Grant Scoville, and we have a little bit of a tussle there with Scoville and number 12, Tyler Eoff. They come together and clash, and Eoff is still down on the field. Being attended to by the referee. He's getting up slowly, but he's up. Looks like it's a left leg injury.
Yeah, they both went into each other pretty awkwardly there.
Looks like there's a little bit of a knee-to-knee action. He'll get up and he'll run it off. And Lino Tarmino will take the free kick from deep in his zone. Sends it up the right side. That's Shashtari going after it, along with Kozak for the Student Princes. Now, Alexis Mendoza for the Student Princes. He sends a ball in. That's number 18, Chris Kozak, who's offside. And he sends another kick in. That's got a few of the Bulldog fans upset.
An aggressive play there by Lino Taormina. They come out of his net and really challenge the ball.
Tarmina sends it out, and Shashtari will be there to get the ball. It's on the left side. As he dances around, and Hamid Sharif will come and take it away. Sharif still with the ball. Fouled. It's going to remain Student Prince's ball. Kyle Simpson now with it on the far side. Tries to send a cross in, but it's cut off by Minshaw. Minshaw will send it over, but Minshaw will lose it. Now Ambrose DiGiovanni in the middle of the field. We'll send it over to Connor Groton, who loses it, but it'll be Student Prince's ball. They'll send it down to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza will give it off to Nico Shamnigo, who will lose it. And now it's back to Minshaw. Minshaw sends a nice flick over to Shashtari, who can't come through with it. And now it's back down to Kozaks, but will lose it out of bounds, and it'll be Bulldogs' ball. Definitely seen an improvement with the Bulldogs' offensive presence in this game and possession in this game. As we saw Student Princes come out pretty early and try to hammer them quickly.
Yeah, the Bulldogs' offense have definitely picked it up here, as they've got a lot more chances down in the Student Prince's end.
And a Student Prince is going to send it down the field. Greg Raimondo will send it out of bounds for another Bulldogs goal kick. We're going to have another substitution. It appears that Andres Isia will come into the game for number 17, Nico Shamniga. And Lino Taormina will set up for the goal kick. Sends it away down to the right side. Matt Thompson will get the head on it. And Riley Jackson will come up with the ball, setting up in his zone. That's over to Connor Groton, who has it on the left side over by the home side bleachers. Sends it back. Having some trouble. And it's going to be Student Prince's ball, and they're coming back down heavy. Now it's over to Andres Isaiah, who just came into the game. And a great stop. Great defensive give up there by Riley Jackson. And another tackle from Ambrose DiGiovanni, but he comes up empty-handed. Bulldogs doing everything they can to get the ball out of their zone. Jacob Hetrick sends one in, and Alexis Mendoza sets up for the shot, and a goal. Alexis Mendoza gets a nice little touch from Ahmed Sharif off of his right foot, does a quick turnaround, and sends it in to the far right side to get past Lino Taormina. And we are tied here. Docking Stadium, it's 1-1, 13:25 left in the first half. But we've seen some pretty good soccer so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a very exciting game so far. Pretty back and forth.
Heidelberg goal scored by number 9, Alexis Mendoza.
And there's the call. Alexis Mendoza with the goal of the game. Bulldogs send it back to Lino Taormina. Let's see if they can regroup. Nick Minshaw with the header.
And a great look by Taormina there to get it up to Minshaw.
But Minshaw will lose it to the Student Princes, and Ahmed Sharif will control it. Now, back over to Isaiah on the left side, who had the cross and the goal from the last one. Sends one in, but it's unsuccessful this time. It's Kyle Boggs will get rid of it. He'll send it up to Shishtari. Shishtari will send it back. And the Student Princes will retain possession, and a great cross from number 15, Greg Maimondo, but a little too far for Andres Isaiah, so it's going to be another goal kick for the Bulldogs. Lino Taormina has been very busy in this game today. Matt Thompson clearly not happy with the officials' ruling in that last play, but now Ambrose DiGiovanni over to back down to Thompson, and he's looking for Cheyenne Shishtari, who can't come up with the ball. It's going to be Student Prince's ball for a throw-in. Looks like we're going to have a little stoppage. Not quite sure why. Referee asking Student Prince's head coach to move over. So I guess a warning there from the official. Now Ambrose DiGiovanni with the ball, kicks it back up, and Archambo will come up with the ball. He'll roll it out to his defenseman on the far side, Jacob Hetrick. Hetrick will send it up to Sharif, excuse me. Now Mendoza with it, he'll send it back up. Over to Chris Kozak, the team leading scorer from last year. Mendoza looking for a cross. Gets one. Lino Taormina screaming frantically, no shot. And Student Princes come up empty-handed on that one. Looks like they were looking for a penalty, but they weren't going to get one.
And the Bulldogs defense also is doing a good job helping out Taormina in this game as well.
Looks like Mendoza was pleading with the official as well, trying to get a foul call in the box to possibly get a penalty kick, but looks like it was just good defensive play by the Bulldogs. Now Taormina sends it out for a goal kick. It's a short one. That's Kosaks who sends it up, but he'll lose it. Number 19 of the Bulldogs, Connor Groton, who sends it up to number 15, Shishtari, but he's offside as the flag on this side will raise his flag. Now Student Princes get going quickly. Sharif will send it back to his defenseman. Number 19, Kyle Boone, his center back. Now number 6, Jacob Hetrick, sent it into Mendoza. Mendoza, fancy with his footwork. Andres Isaiah as well. Will send it back down to Kyle Kozaks on the left side. But there's scramble, and Grant Scoville with great defensive play on Kozaks. And it was going to be Bulldogs ball after the foul on Kozaks. Lino Taormina will take a The free kick for the Bulldogs in his own zone. Tarmina surveying the field. Sends it down the right side to Ambrose DiGiovanni. He'll get a head on it. Now to Grant Scoville. Scoville will lose it to Mendoza. Mendoza will try to carry it down the field. Finds Hamid Sharif. Sharif kicks it right into number 18 of the Bulldogs' hand. Marcelo Mancini, and it's going to be a handball Bulldogs. Heidelberg tried to get a quick start there, but not in the right spot. Not in the right spot to start it, so they'll have to reset. Andres Isia with the ball. Kozaks with a shot. But he's going to come up empty-handed. Lino Tarmina with another save in this game. Tarmina going to send it to the left side over by the benches. Finds number 19 of the Bulldogs, Connor Gratton. It's number 12 for the Student Princess carrying it down, but he'll lose it. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Heidelberg ball. Heidelberg with it on the sideline. He finds Andres Isia. Isia trying to control it in the corner. Sends a cross in, but it comes up short. Sean Kane with a stop for the Bulldogs, and another stop for him. That's Chris Pretty who sends it over. Nick Minshaw tries to steal it, but he comes up short. Now he comes up with the ball this time. Gets thrown off the ball by number 10, Kyle Simpson, but he regains his stance. And that's Shishtari on the right side of the field. He's being bumped off the ball. Heavy defense from number 19, Kyle Boone. Shishtari still with the ball. And that's number 10, Kyle Simpson, who's going to send it out of bounds.
And Minshaw again did great staying with the ball there, not letting up on it.
That's Chris Pretty on the far side of the field, carrying it up the field. Now over to Andres Isia. Isia, who will send it up to Tyler Eoff, who will send it back to Alexis Mendoza, who tries to get a back heel to send it back to Mendoza, but comes up short. It's a good attempt, though. Good attempt. Tarmina with the ball, and he sends out a boot. Hamid Sharif trying to regain control of the ball. Sharif, great footwork as he dances through that. He gets it to Mendoza. Mendoza sends back to Sharif, and Sharif back to Isia. Now Isia tries to send one in, but it's right to Lino Tarmina. Now the Bulldogs are attacking back the other way. Matt Thompson with the ball. Tries to send a feed down the field to Shishtari, but Shishtari not there in time. Heidelberg Princess will have a throw-in. Jacob Petrick throws it into Hamid Sharif. Sharif sends it back. Finds Kozaks. Kozaks will find Kyle Simpson. Now back to Sharif. Sharif back to Simpson. Now Sharif was not paying attention. And they're going to turn the ball over. Petrick tried to find Sharif, but wasn't paying attention on that play. Now he regains the ball again. That's Tyler Eoff. And he sends it over to Andres Isia, who sends a beautiful through ball to number 18, Chris Kozak, who wasn't paying attention.
And a nice break there for the Bulldogs that Kozak wasn't able to control that ball.
That definitely had goal written all over it, and he did. Lino Tarmina will send it out. Alexis Mendoza battling. Now Tyler Eoff. Kyle Simpson battling. Now Shishtari will move it down the field for the Bulldogs. Still trying to move. That's number 18 for the Bulldogs. Now Nick Minshaw. Minshaw takes a trip. Petrick with the ball. He sends it over to number 12, The student princess, Tyler Eoff, who sets up for a shot. And Lino Tarmina's there for the stop. 4:22 left in the first half. Bulldogs and Student Princes are tied up after goals from Mendoza of the Student Princes and Minshaw from the Bulldogs. Tarmina sends a kick out, but it goes out of bounds. Mendoza takes the throw-in. Aggressive play from the Bulldogs, and they will be rewarded. Throw-in for the Bulldogs. Now, back in Student Prince's possession, but they'll lose it quickly, and Leon Tarmina's there for the stop. Tarmina surveying the field right now. And he finds Ambrose DiGiovanni. DiGiovanni's pushed from behind. And it'll be another free kick. And he's grimacing holding his right hand right now.
Definitely got shaken up a little bit on that play.
Yeah, he's pleading with the official, saying that he's all right. It's going to be Grant Scoville with the free kick for the Bulldogs, as he sends a skyrocket in the air. Shashtari, and Archamba comes out of the net. Shashtari tries going for a header. Comes up just a bit short. It's going to be Bulldogs throw-in. Oh, and a bad cross from number 18, Marcelo Mancini. And almost a long shot from Alexis Mendoza. Tries to catch Lino Tarmina sleeping back there like Archambo was earlier in this game.
Luckily for the Bulldogs, Tarmina was paying attention there and saw the shot coming.
This wind, it looks like it's playing a big factor in this game. You've seen the ball rotate a little bit, and it starts up high and then it starts to float down just a little bit. Look for that wind, and this whole weather situation has really been a big factor, I feel like.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to have to play a factor in this game, and both teams are going to have to consider it with their shots.
And a foul from Hamid Sharif. It's going to send it back to the Bulldogs. Looks like Connor Groton's going to take the free kick for the Bulldogs. He'll send it down. Shishtari's going for the ball, and Archambo will come up with the save. Archambo will send it out. And that's Kyle Simpson with the ball, who will send it back down to Kyle Boone. Boone sending out a missile to Andres Isaiah, who will not get there in time for that ball. It's going to be a Bulldogs throw-in. Bulldogs send it up in the air. Ambrose DiGiovanni will send it back over to Cheyenne Shishtari. Shishtari will try to send a through ball. Will not be successful. Marcel Mancini was the intended target. Now, Heidelberg back on the attack. Alexis Mendoza tries to send a nice ball to Andres Isaiah, but comes up empty. Bulldogs try to save it, but come up short. Alexis Mendoza trying to figure something out in this last 30 seconds of the first half. There's Kosaks with the shot, and Lino Tarmina with another save.
Tarmina has really been big in this game for the Bulldogs so far.
Excuse me, that's Kyle Simpson with that shot from about 25 yards out. Tarmina will send one out. DiGiovanni will trap it. Now it's Kozaks coming down the far side. Jacob Petrick trying to get a chip in. And there's going to be a free kick after a takedown from Matt Thompson. But that's going to end the first half. The Bulldogs come out first and strike with a goal from Nick Minshaw. But the Heidelberg Student Princes come back with a goal of their own from Alexis Mendoza. It's a tie game, 1-1 after one half. quite sure if that's Archambault still in the net, but we will find that out. I believe that's Matthew Stevens.
Yeah.
That's now in net for Heidelberg. So, quick goalie change for Heidelberg as we get started in the second half. That's number 8. Chris Pretty will send it in for the throw-in. Alexis Mendoza will continue where he left off as he sends a cross over to number 14, Ryan Hamoki. Will try to get free and get a shot off. Kozaks, and he'll bury that. Chris Kozaks gets it right past Lino Tarmina for the second goal of the game. Heidelberg Student Princes up 2-1.
Yeah, it looked like Taormina was trying to be aggressive on that one, but it just squeaked past him to his right, and just made it in the net there.
You know, it's just a matter of time after 11 shots on goal that the Bulldogs would, they would falter a little bit there. The defense looks like there's a little bit of a mishap there, miscommunication between Taormina and some of the defensemen for the Bulldogs. Let's see if they can bounce back. As Minshaw takes the ball and he sends it out of bounds to Shashtari. Not a good start for the Bulldogs in the second half so far.
Heidelberg goal scored by number 18, Chris Kozak.
Now the Bulldogs retain possession. That's number 17, Nico Shamnigo. As we will reset. And Bain will send the ball in. Minshaw with it down in the box. Sends it back to number 2 for the Bulldogs, Baden Lee, who will lose it. And Bulldogs will retain possession, though. Kyle Boggs will send it to Nick Minshaw. But that's Chris Pretty with the ball, and he's taken down by number 10 of the Bulldogs, Kyle Boggs, as Hamid Sharif will retain possession. It's number 14, Ryan Hamoki with the ball. He'll send it back to number 8, Chris Pretty. The Bulldogs will retain possession after that. Number 5, Grant Scoville with the throw-in. He sends it to Miles Claiborne, who loses it to Kyle Simpson. Simpson with it will send it back down the field, but go out of bounds. Bulldogs will throw it in. That goal was scored rather quickly, I believe, in the 46th minute. So the first minute of the second half, we already have a goal. As Bulldogs throw it in down the field, number 15 of Heidelberg will try to fend off Claiborne, and he will. Greg Raimondo. So it will be a goal kick for new goaltender Matthew Stevens, senior out of Southline, Michigan. Chris Pretty with the ball, heading down the sideline, down to Hamid Sharif, who gets a bad touch on the ball, sends it out of bounds for the Bulldogs. Nick Minshaw with the header. That's number 15, Greg Raimondo, who loses it. Shashtari battling with number 14, Ryan Hamoki. Hamoki will win that battle. Alexis Mendoza with the ball at midfield. Now over to Hamid Sharif, who will send it back to Chris Pretty. Now back to Sharif, who loses it to Minshaw. Minshaw controls the ball at midfield. And he sends a nice through ball to Miles, but it's going to be an offside call. It's just a little too good to be true.
Would have been a nice break there for Claiborne if it hadn't been offsides.
Now Kozak, the previous goal scorer, sends a nice through ball, but Lino Tarmina will be there for the stop.
Taormina once again doing a great job communicating with his teammates here.
It appears that the Student Princes are really trying to push through the middle of that field. Previously in the game, they were working from the outside in, but now it looks like they're really trying to attack those center defenders, try to push through to get some more offensive pressure. As number 9, Alexis Mendoza of Heidelberg moves down the field, but he's stopped in his tracks by Grant Scoville. Kyle Simpson will get the throw in. He'll send it back to number 19, Kyle Boone. Boone will move it up the field. That'll go off of Bulldog defenseman number 21, Matt Thompson. Now it's out of bounds. Throw in for Alexis Mendoza. To Sharif, back to Mendoza, and it's out of bounds. And it's going to be Bulldogs ball. Matt Thompson with a throw-in, long throw-in. Gets it over. Nick Minshaw gets another header. And a very nice play by number 15, Greg Raimondo, who stops quickly enough so that Baden Lee cannot take the ball from him. Now in the corner with a great move by number 14, Ryan Amoki. Alexis Mendoza with the ball, who's dancing around in the middle of the field, and he'll get it by Lino Taormina for his second goal of the game. A lot of dancing in the middle of that Bulldogs defense. And like we mentioned before, it looks like they're attacking through the middle of that defense rather than going from the outside.
Yeah, definitely trying to go penetrate through the middle of their defense, like you said. Another one there, just say it looked like they had it, but the Student Princes came out with it instead.
Bulldogs are going to have to be a little more physical in this game if they look to get back into this one. As it looked like Alexis Mendoza, who's not that big of a guy, was about, we don't have his measures, but he doesn't look too big of a guy, maybe 5'8", 150 pounds, but he just moved around that defenseman like butter. As the Bulldogs will take the ball. Ball intended for Baden Lee, but it will go out of bounds. It'll be Bulldogs ball.
A good look there by defender Riley Jackson, but number 6 Hetrick from Student Princes just got in the way, or excuse me, number 8.
Miles Masters Claiborne tries to clear it through as Baden Lee tries to go after it. Matt Thompson goes for a header, but hits it towards the sideline. Shishtari will save it. Now Shishtari will send one down the right field sideline. Kyle Simpson with it on the far side. Lino's calling to Scoville, who's matched up against Mendoza, who has 2 today. Mendoza with a throw-in. He'll send it down to number 12. Tyler Eoff, who goes to the cross the middle of the field, and it's off the post. Taormina will come up with the ball. But again, another defensive lapse from the Adrian Bulldogs.
As the Bulldogs got lucky there with the post being there.
As Heidelberg sent 3 offensive players into the zone against 6 Bulldogs. Still managed to get through there, not with no problems. Taormina sets up for the goal kick. As he sends one out. That's number 10, Kyle Simpson with the kick. Now to Sharif. Chris Kozak. Kicks one off the back heel, but out of bounds. Kyle Boggs will throw it in for the Adrian Bulldogs. Deep in his own zone. Finds Nick Minshaw. But it's turned over to Chris Pretty. Or Kyle Pretty, excuse me. Still in Bulldogs territory. Number 20, Riley Jackson, will try to get rid of it, but he can't. Now here's Alexis Mendoza in the middle of the field. And a nice tackle from Grant Scoville, who comes up slow, and he's pulled up and he's still down. Scoville went down to take a tackle on Alexis Mendoza, and he went down hard. And he's just now getting up. His trainers are coming to treat him, but it looks like he's going to wave them off. He looks okay. May have taken a kick to the face, but both players will shake hands. Some good sportsmanship. As the trainers will check out his face, may have gotten a scratch up there, but he appears to be okay, and it looks like play will go on. Actually, second thought, it looks like he's going to come out of this game. .37:08 left in the second half of this game, and the Bulldogs have given up 2 early in the second half. Chris Kozak early in the second half, about the 46th minute. And another one just minutes ago to Alexis Mendoza. So the Bulldogs have a little bit of work to get back into this game against Heidelberg.
Looks like number 7 is going to be coming in for Grant Scoville.
That's Ryan Kissel. He's a freshman out of Waterford, Michigan. Get some fresh legs out of the field. Tarmina sends out the goal kick, or sends out the free kick, excuse me. Now Chris Kozaks will move it up the sideline. Sends one up to Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza will control it on the right side. Number 12, Tyler Yoff loses the ball. And here comes the Bulldogs, number 7, Brian Kissel. But Matthew Stevens is there to kick it out of bounds. Bulldogs will throw it in. Now, Lee to Minshaw. Minshaw trying to work around Kyle Simpson. Can't get around him. Now it's back to Shatari. Or Hamid Sharif, excuse me. Across. But coming up empty-handed are the Bulldogs. Now, Shatari will send it over to Matt Thompson, but Thompson will not get there in time. Throw in for the Student Princes.
That was a good offensive play there for the Bulldogs, and they just weren't able to get close enough to the net, though, for a shot.
Good offensive opportunity, but how many of those will come for the rest of this game? We will see. As Kissel tries to challenge number 19, Kyle Boone, who kicks it out of bounds. Nick Minshaw will send it over to Kissel. Kissel moving over to Baden Lee. Kissel still with the ball. Sends in a shot, and it goes just wide. As the referee will blow the whistle, it looks like there's going to be a foul. Or it looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Bulldogs, as they try to send in some bigger bodies down the field. Number 6 of the Bulldogs, Sean Kane, will take the corner as he's calling out shots and positions for people. Minshaw trying to get into position. The goalie comes out. Matthew Stevens with a good save. Clearing his surroundings as he throws it out to Kyle Simpson. And Simpson on the far side, he'll send it back. It's number 6, Jacob Hetrick. He'll send it back to Simpson, and Simpson will carry it up the left sideline. And he'll kick it down the field to Lino Tarmina, who will take care of it. Tarmina sends the ball out. Trying to find Kissel, but not far enough. Shashtari up against Hamid Sharif. And Riley Jackson will send it out of bounds. Hamid Sharif with the throw-in. Send it into Alexis Mendoza. Mendoza controlling it down in the corner. Tries to get it to Sharif, but Jackson's there. Now Baden Lee with the ball as he sends it to Minshaw. Minshaw back to Lee. Trying to get across all the way over to Claiborne, but unsuccessful. Now offside called on Alexis Mendoza of Heidelberg, so it's going to go back the Bulldogs' way. Kyle Boggs with the free kick. Boggs sends it down. He's looking for Bissell, and he finds him. Claiborne's not there to recover. Jacob Hetrick will send it down. And now here's Bissell, but Bissell's offside. It's a good attempt. Number 18 of the Bulldogs, Marcelo Mancini, tried to send a through ball in for Ryan Bissell, but unsuccessful.
Another good look for the Bulldogs that wasn't able to happen because of another offsides call.
Jacob Petrick will send one down the field right into Shea and Shatari. It's going to go out of bounds now for another throw-in. Petrick looking around. Sends one in. He finds Chris Kozaks. Now Kozaks Finds Homoki. Now Homoki down the sideline. Back to Kozak. Kozak through the legs. Now off the back of Bain. Sean Kane, excuse me. A little interruption from the corner flag there. It's Riley Jackson and, Matt Thompson and Kozaks trying to go after the ball. Hamid Sharif from the far side. Kyle Simpson tries to kick one back over. As Matt Thompson tries to clear it. Now it's back to Kozaks on the far side. Now Hamid Sharif. Now down number 12 of Heidelberg. That's Tyler Eoff with the shot, but Lino Tarmino there for another save. Tarmina sends one out. He's looking for Baden Lee in the corner. Lee still following the ball. And that's a good defensive play by Greg Raimondo, but a great play by Lino Tarmina finding Baden Lee quick enough for that outlet pass. That's Ryan Homoki there with the pass, but it's going to be kicked out by Sean Kane. There's Alexis Mendoza with the ball on the far side, fending off defenders there. Back to Jacob Hedrick. And it's going to go out of bounds, and Hedrick's going to take the throw-in for the Student Princes. His throw-in's going to be a turnover to Ryan Kissel. Kissel still with the ball. Great footwork.
Great play there by Kissel.
Very good footwork as he turns it over. But number 15, Heidelberg will take it out of bounds. Greg Raimondo. But it's going to remain Heidelberg ball. Raimondo with the throw-in. There's just Tari there to interrupt. Jacob Petrick with the throw-in. It's number 14, Ryan Homoki with a good kick. Back down to Chris Pretty. Now to Hamid Sharif. He tries to send a through ball in for Alexis Mendoza, and I think he found him.
And a good aggressive play there by Taormina to keep it out of harm's way.
As Taormina comes out of his net. Bulldogs scrambling down in their own zone, but maintain possession and are able to get it out. Nick Minshaw trying to attack the ball. It's number 12, Tyler Eoff. Will send it over to Chris Kozaks. Just Tari there to stop it. Now number 14, Ryan Homoki for Heidelberg. Carry it down the right side, down to Chris Kozak. Kozak down by the end line. He trips up Matt Thompson, and it will be Bulldogs ball. Riley Jackson will, Lino Tarmina will take the free kick. Tarmina sets up. He's looking for Baden Lee on this side of the field. And it looks like it's going to go off of Chris Pretty. It's going to be Bulldogs ball. Kyle Boggs of the Bulldogs will throw it in. Finds Ryan Kissel. Now to Nick Minshaw. Kicks it ahead of him. As Jacob Petrick will send it down the field, but now it's back down to Lino Tarmina, who will send it out of bounds. And it looks like we're going to get a sub here for Hamid Sharif, who's played an excellent game today. Very good game. That's Mitchell Pabst coming in for Hamid Sharif. Alexis Mendoza for a throw-in. Trying to find someone quickly. Now back to Mendoza. Moki Mendoza working it back and forth, but now it's out of bounds. Still remains Student Prince's ball. Now back to Mendoza. Mendoza trying to work off his defender with some great footwork. Still manages to keep the ball, but now it's Bulldogs ball. Here comes Ryan Kissel down the right field. He sends it back to Matt Thompson. Thompson will send it back to Jacob Hetrick. Hetrick will send it down to number 14, Ryan Hamoki, who gets tripped up in the box. We'll see what the official has to say about this one. Looks like he's going to get put in the booking, and he will. It's going to be a yellow card for, it looks like, Thompson. I can't be too sure.
And Thompson was trying to argue that he got all ball on that, but...
Excuse me, it's Marcelo Mancini with the yellow card. So Mendoza is going to set up on the far side of the box for a free kick. There's Jacob Hetrick. Sets up for a shot, but he pulls back. Good defense from the Bulldogs. Now back to Mendoza. Working some fancy footwork. And Bulldogs will send it out of bounds. It's a good defensive play for the Bulldogs. Mendoza tries to throw it in quickly. Official says it's time for a redo. We're going to have another substitution for Heidelberg. That's Nico Samnigo checking back in. And I believe that's Alexis Mendoza that's leaving the game. That's good news for the Bulldogs. Mendoza with 2 goals in the game today. Has been an offensive threat all day with his great footwork.
Definitely been huge on Heidelberg's offense today. So hopefully the Bulldogs will be able to
Don't look
down
now, but
defense.
here comes Chris Kozaks, and he sends a nice back heel, but he kicks it over the net. My, that had goal written all over it. Kozaks coming down the right side of the field. Sends in a cross. And Ryan Hamoki there to finish it off, but can't come through.
Kicks it just too high there.
Lino Taormino will set up for another goal kick as he sends this one away in the center of the field. Number 18 for the Bulldogs comes up empty-handed now. Here comes number 17, Nico Samnigo, who just checked in. But Shishtari takes it away from him. Now, Bulldogs heading back down the other way. Miles Masters Claiborne heading down the field.
Great
Tries to
speed
get the
by
kickoff.
Claiborne.
Now here's Baden Lee on the far close side. Lee still with the ball. He'll send it over to Kissel. Kissel trying to work his way around. But a foul is called, and I believe that's going to be on Kyle Simpson, number 10 of Heidelberg. So the Bulldogs will be on the 20-yard line, if we're talking football. 20-yard line in Heidelberg zone. Nick Minshaw setting up for the free kick. Alongside him is Riley Jackson. The official trying to instruct the Heidelberg defenders that they must be 10 yards behind. Jackson will run pass. Minshaw will send it down to Jackson. Now Jackson setting up. He gets across, but loses control, and it's going to be Heidelberg ball. And here comes another substitution for Heidelberg. It looks like Kurt Wilhelm will be checking back in for Nico Shamnik, or excuse me, for Ryan Hamoki for the Student Princes. Matthew Stevens with another goal kick. He hasn't seen a lot of action this half. Let's see if the Bulldogs can change that. It's number 18 for the Bulldogs, sending a header in. Marcelo Mancini. Illegal play from Ryan Kissel, so it's going to be Heidelberg ball. Now Stevens Sends it back up to Greg Raimondo. Raimondo will send it over to Kyle Boone. Now Boone over to Shamnigo. Jacob Hetrick get the throw in. Now it's number 12, Tyler Eoff. Now to Chris Kozak. Kozak, he's got room. Kozak's over to number 12, Tyler Eoff. Now back up to Kyle Simpson, who's going to get a shot in. It's a slow roll worm burner. Now back up to Kissel for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are heading back the other way, but great defense from Heidelberg, and that's Kyle Simpson coming back the other way. Now down the far side, number 17, Nico Shamnigo with the ball. He's looking for a cross, and he gets around his defender. And not a good play there by Heidelberg. Really could have capitalized on offensive progression there. And another throw-in. It really looks like there's not a lot of offensive pressure coming from the Bulldogs right now.
No, definitely not. The Bulldogs really need to buckle down, try to get their offense going, as Heidelberg's really putting the pressure on the defensive zone here for the Bulldogs.
Not quite sure what it is. It might be the physicality, as we see number 5 of the Bulldogs, Grant Scoville, get just moved out of the way for a foul by Heidelberg. I'm not sure if it's the physicality or if it's the game sense right now, but the Bulldogs just look slow. They just don't look like they're in tune with this game right now.
Doesn't look like they're really connecting on their passes as well as they should be either. That
as well, as the official is addressing number 13 of Heidelberg, Mitchell Pabst, after the rough play there. As Riley Jackson sends one in, and Chris Kozak is there to stop it. Now here's number 8, Chris Pretty with the throw-in. Kyle Boggs will send it out of bounds, so we'll do it again. Chris Pretty with a throw-in. As they're just playing a little passing back and forth there. Bulldogs will receive it after kick out of bounds by Pabst. Shishtari with the ball. He'll send it over to Baden Lee. Lee with it. He's heading down the sideline closest to us right now, and he'll kick it out of bounds with a bad touch. A lot of bad touches so far in this game as well. Bulldogs really need to work on taking care of the ball and really working with the possession. And another kick out of bounds from Shishtari. Student Princes will remain with the ball. Chris Pretty with the throw-in. A nice back heel touch from number 12, Tyler Eoff. But the Bulldogs will take the ball. That's number 17, Miles Claiborne, but he's stopped in his tracks by Jacob Hetrick. It's going to be Bulldogs ball on a throw-in. And that's Matt Thompson, who will send it down the field. Hetrick will receive it. And there's Shishtari trying to interrupt play. But a good play there from Kyle Boggs. Bulldogs will remain with possession. Boggs with the throw-in. He'll send it into Ryan Kissel, excuse me. Number 15 of Heidelberg will come in, Greg Raimondo, to interrupt play. Now, Matt Thompson with the ball. He gives it to Miles Claiborne, who turns it over again to number 12, Tyler Eoff. And here comes Eoff, heading down the field. He's got numbers. That's number 17, Nico Shamnigo. And number 10, Kyle Simpson will send it back. Samanigo, excuse me. We'll send it down to Chris Kozak, who's down in the Bulldogs' end. And it looks like that's going to be a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
And it's still 3-1 with 18:34 remaining here at Docking Stadium. And as you said before, Ben, I think it's very hot day, so maybe that's affecting the players as well today.
Yeah. Looking a little sluggish, seeing some guys hunching over, and it just hasn't been their day today. As Taramino will send one out. There's Kissel there for, excuse me, not Kissel. Sean Kane with the stop, but here come the Student Princes. It's number 11. And another goal for Heidelberg as Kurt Wilhelm sends a cross in from Samaniego for the goal. 4-1 Heidelberg. And this one's getting out of hand.
Yeah, it looked like number 11, Kurt Wilhelm, was basically all alone in front of the net. So a nice setup there by Heidelberg to get it over to him.
I've noticed in this half that Heidelberg has really sent their numbers down the field. We've seen a lot of 4-on-3s, 5-on-4s, a lot of mismatches with the Bulldogs defensemen being on the bottom side of that.
Yeah, they definitely were putting on the offensive pressure very strong here in the second half.
Ambrose DiGiovanni will come back into the game for Baden Lee. And Minshaw is going to carry it down the field, try to do it himself as he's tripped up, and there's no call from the official. And Minshaw is still down on the field, still no stoppage. Minshaw looks like he's in a great deal of pain down there, too. Looks like he got tripped up pretty badly.
Definitely not a good sign here for the Bulldogs today.
No. Minshaw with their only goal of the day and a big part of that Adrian College offense as he scored 15 goals last year in 19 games.
It looks like he will just walk it off here. Hopefully for the Bulldogs, he is okay.
Shaw's getting a little time to walk this one off. As he's headed toward the sidelines, I'm not sure if they're going to replace him with somebody else. He's just going to stand on the sideline, take a deep breath, and see if he can come back into this game. Matthew Stevens will send it down on the right side over to Chris Pretty, who will carry it up on the right side of the field as he sends it to Kurt Wilhelm, who just scored our last goal. Ambrose DiGiovanni with a nice defensive play. Chris Pretty here with a throw-in as he sends it to Chris Kozak. Kozak with a good touch. It's back to Kyle Simpson. Simpson will send it to the far side of the field over to Jacob Hetrick. And Hetrick will send it down to Nico Samaniego, who's moving quickly through the middle of the field, middle of that Bulldogs defense. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about offensive pressure in the middle of the field. They're kind of contradicting that kind of in this game. They've gotten some balls from the outside in, some balls on the inside, and gotten some lucky bounces, but a lot of things are gone Heidelberg's way so far in this game, and the Bulldogs, you know, the defense really looks like it needs some work right now.
Yeah, it really looks like Heidelberg's really attacking from every angle here, and they're getting successful with it most of the time.
Bulldogs on the far side of the field will send it down as Ryan Kissel will move in quickly to try to get that ball as he's taken down by number 15 of Heidelberg, Greg Raimondo, but again, another no call as Matt Stevens will set up for another goal kick as he sends it over to Jacob Hetrick. Hetrick over on the visitor side will send it to Kyle Simpson in the middle. Simpson back with the ball again. And there's number 13 for Heidelberg with the ball. The Bulldogs intercept. And a big kick from number 15, Greg Raimondo, as he sends it to Chris Kozak on the close side over here. Kozak moving through the middle. Tries to get a pass in there to Nico Samaniego, but comes up empty-handed again. Shastari with the block. And here's Minshaw, who looks okay after that small injury. Minshaw's ball is interrupted by Kyle Simpson. And it'll be a Bulldog throw-in. He sends it into Ryan Kissel. And there's Shastari with the block. but there's going to be a foul on the Bulldogs. The official saw some foul play from number 12, Nick Minshaw. It's going to be another Bulldogs throw-in. Number 18, Marcelo Mancini. Excuse me. Number 19, Connor Groton will throw it in. And another throw-in. So Miles, Masters, Claiborne. Oh, nope. Groton again with throw-in. Claiborne with the ball, knocking bodies over. Claiborne again, but it's a turnover. Nico Samaniego with the ball, but another turnover. Bulldogs will take the ball back. Connor Groton with a throw-in. Claiborne. Shishtari going in there to battle. Minshaw comes out with it, and he sends it back for the Bulldogs to regroup. And good physical play there by number 6 of the Bulldogs, Sean Kane. As Miles Masters Claiborne comes up with it, and Minshaw's heading down the field. Minshaw taking it down to the corner. See if the Bulldogs can get something to cross over. As he's stopped by Josh Hetrick. It's going to be a kick for the Bulldogs.
And the
far side.
Student Prince's defense has been really strong today, especially in the second half, and it doesn't seem like the Bulldogs know how to get past them.
Looks like they're doing a very good job of shutting down their key player, Nick Minshaw, who seems to be a little frustrated in this game so far. Looks like Sean Kane's going to come in for this free kick on the far right side. And he sends a cross in. And Matt Stevens is in there for the save, and Minshaw clashes with Matthew Stevens. Stevens still with it as he'll roll it out to Greg Raimondo, who will send it back to number 8, Chris Pretty. And there's Kissel with it for the steal as he sends it to Minshaw. Minshaw takes another blow to the stomach. Took a pretty hard kick there from number 19, Kyle Boone, and he's down again. He's taking quite a beating today.
Yeah, about the second time in a couple minutes, and it's taken him a while to get up here.
The heat starting to get to one of the Heidelberg defenders over there as I see him starting to stretch his calf. That's number 15, Greg Raimondo.
It looks like Minshaw will once again try to walk this one off as well.
Yep. And here comes another throw on for the Bulldogs to Miles Smashers Claiborne. As the Bulldogs try to control it, and Ambrose DiGiovanni does. He sends it over to the far side to Miles Masters Claiborne, who will not come up with it. It's going to be Heidelberg ball. Here's the throw-in. Now to Sean Kane, who deals with it on the far side. A nice cross to Minshaw. Minshaw coming in. Sends in a shot. Comes up short. Now here's Shishtari with the ball. Who gets blocked. Sends it to Miles Claiborne. There's Kissel, but now it's back up to center field. Or midfield. Oh, Shishtari with a very hard shot on Nico Samaniego. And it's going to be Heidelberg ball.
But a great play there by Minshaw to finally be able to get through the Heidelberg defense. But a big save by Heidelberg's goaltender.
That's probably one of the first offensive situations we've seen the Bulldogs in this second half. It's been a rough go for this team so far in this half, with Heidelberg coming up with 3 goals. As Hetrick sends it down to, or Pretty, excuse me, sends it down to Stevens. And that's Kyle Boone who will send it out. It's just Tari will control it, but it's going to be a handball going to the Student Princes. Kyle Simpson will send it over to number 13, but comes up short. That's Jacob Hetrick with the ball. Sends it to Kyle Simpson. Simpson with it. Who gets tangled up. That's now Minshaw with the ball after the free kick. Sends it over. Tries to get it over to Kissel, but Kissel's not there. Now, back up the middle to Ambrose DiGiovanni, who tries to control it, but can't. Now to Chris Kozak for Heidelberg. Now Chris Pretty. Now we're going to have some more subs for both teams. As Andres Isia and Alexis Mendoza are going to come back in. Number 12, Tyler Eoff. Number 13, Mitchell Pabst. Number 18 for the Bulldogs, Marcelo Mancini is going to come out the field, and looks like number 8, Aaron Reif, is going to make his first appearance in this game. As Chris Pretty throws it in, Kyle Simpson sends one up in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Bulldogs ball. 8:49 left in the second half. The Bulldogs trailing 4-1 to Heidelberg. As Chris Pretty takes it on this close side. He sends it down to Chris Kozak, and Kozak will try to send it down to Kurt Wilhelm, but can't. Ambrose DiGiovanni has it. Now Nick Minshaw trying to get something going for the Bulldogs. Another throw in. DiGiovanni sets up on the visitor sideline. Getting ready for a long throw-in. And Reif of the Bulldogs is going to go after it as he sends one up. This one's going to go out of bounds and into the bleachers. We're going to get another sub. Looks like it's going to be for Heidelberg. Number 7 will enter the game for Heidelberg for Chris Pretty. Number 10, Kyle Simpson with the ball as he sends it back to Greg Raimondo. Raimondo over to Jacob Hetrick. Hetrick's going to run it up the field as Shishtari will kick it out of bounds, and it's going to be Heidelberg ball. Great touch from Kozak. That's Kyle Simpson with the ball in the middle of the field. He tries to send one over to Andres Isia, but he's not there. Now, here comes Miles Claiborne. He's got Kissel with him. Kissel trying to work something out. Minshaw from far out gets a shot and a goal. Another goal for Minshaw.
That was a great setup by Claiborne to get it over to Kissel and ended up going back to Minchell, and a great play there.
Mitchell got a great opportunity there as Miles Masters Claiborne carried it up the far right side, and he had Kissel on his left side, and Minshaw was just there for a little bit of support. Wasn't even a main target there, but comes up with the ball and hits one far side on Matthew Stevens for another goal for the Bulldogs. That's his second one of the day.
And Minshaw already showing this season why he led the team in goals last year.
6:24 left in this game, 4-2. The Bulldogs with another goal from Nick Minshaw and making it 4-2. As Bulldogs try to send it down back into the zone and trying to get more. Minshaw battling. They'll lose that battle with Greg Raimondo, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Student Princes. Matthew Stevens setting up, directing traffic. Stevens will send this one down to the Bulldogs. It's number 19, Connor Groton. Ambrose DiGiovanni there to defend. Andres Isia. Ball. Now it's down to Kurt Wilhelm. Kurt Wilhelm dancing through the defenseman. Now it's back to Alexis Mendoza, who returned to the game. Now to Kyle Simpson. Now it's down to Kyle Kozak, who'll send one in, and it's going to be just outside for a goal kick. Even up by 2 goals, the Heidelberg Student Princes still trying to attack, trying to get more and more shots. Lino Tarmina sends one out to Nick Minshaw, who makes contact, and here comes Kissel trying to get some moves. Alexis Mendoza with the ball as he dances around Sean Kane. That's Kozaks with the ball as he gets rid of it, and there's just Tari there for the defense. As it goes off a Heidelberg player, it's going to be Bulldogs' ball. Throw in. Here comes Minshaw. Tries to power pass Jacob Hetrick, but can't. There's Shishtari battling against Kozak, and he's going to win that battle. It's going to be Bulldogs throw-in with 4:05 left in this game. Connor Groton tries to send in a long throw-in, and he takes one right off the face. As Stevens picks it up as Kissel is threatening. Kyle Boone with it. He'll send it up to Kyle Simpson. Simpson tries to get it over to number 7 and comes up unsuccessful. Kissel tries to send it over, but he's got a high foot. Comes up high on Alexis Mendoza for a foul. As Mendoza remains on the ground.
Mendoza, one of the stronger players for Heidelberg as well, too.
Yep. As fans are clapping in appreciation that he's okay. So, free kick for Heidelberg with 3:20 left remaining in this game. So he'll send it all the way down. Oh, and a miscommunication between the goalie and the defenseman, as this is going to be another goal for the Bulldogs. Terrible misread. Free kick came from number 19, Kyle Boone. As he sent one down, it took one quick bounce, and Lino Tarmina came out to defend it, and Riley Jackson thought otherwise. As those two tangled, ball trickled in, and it was an easy tap-in goal for the Student Princes.
Definitely a goal you went back there, as it was as simple as a miscommunication. So as Taylor Mina explains to Jackson,
it's a terrible break.
What to do.
It's a terrible break for the Bulldogs. As they head down the field and kick that one out of bounds. Connor Groton will send that one out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Heidelberg. Throw it, and it's gonna go. We're gonna send this one down. Riley Jackson. A little bit of confusion down on the field. We're going to have another substitution. Number 17 from Heidelberg, Nico Samanigo, will come out the field, and it's going to be Christian Kiesel to replace him. Jacob Hetrick with the throw-in. Sends it down to Jared Leon, who also entered the game. Hetrick sends one out of bounds. Ambrose DiGiovanni will be there for the throw-in. And there's Sean Kane with the ball. A lot of these passes I've noticed have been a little predictable for the Bulldogs as well. They've really been telegraphing a lot of their passes, and it definitely shows. Heidelberg's defense has been tip-top.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's easy for Heidelberg to anticipate their passes and know exactly where they're going with them.
This is Kyle Simpson with the ball as he sends it down to Kyle Kozak. Kozak on the far side in the corner. He's going to try to work his way back to the inside, and he won't. And a great steal from Hamid Sharif, but he's taken down by Miles as they exchange words.
So Bulldogs fans are not happy with this.
Kyle Simpson with a shot and a goal, and from deep outside. What a beautiful shot. About 20, 25 yards out. And it gets past Lino Taormina, and this is a blowout. 6-2 Heidelberg with 1:05 left in this game.
And Taormina was definitely not expecting that kind of shot there. Can see his frustration now. As Kissel and Minshaw get ready here with 1:05 left, with Heidelberg leading 6-2 here at Docking Stadium.
Here's DiGiovanni with it from the sideline as he sends it back to number 20 of the Bulldogs, Riley Jackson. Jackson will send it back to DiGiovanni.
Scored by number 10, Kyle Simpson.
Now to Ryan Kissel, who's interfered with Kyle Simpson, so it's going to be Bulldogs ball. Riley Jackson will send it down to DiGiovanni, who's going to try to get a cross in. Over to Miles Claiborne. But that one's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be Heidelberg ball. As the throw comes in to number 19, Kyle Boone. And Boone is going to send it up. Sean Kane with the ball. So he's going to try to get a simple chip in there in these last few seconds of this game. Here comes number 24 for Heidelberg. And that's going to do it for the Bulldogs. Not the best way to open up the game. It really wasn't there from the start. The Bulldogs jumped out quickly with the first goal with Nick Minshaw, behind Nick Minshaw actually. Him scoring both of the Bulldogs goals, but Bulldogs defense definitely needed a little bit of help there. Its final score is 6-2 here at Docking Stadium. What were some of the things that you noticed out of this game for the Bulldogs?
For me, I noticed that Heidelberg's offense was a lot stronger than the Bulldogs tonight, and but the Bulldogs weren't really strong in their offense as well either in the second half. It definitely looked like the weather played a factor, as many of the players did look sluggish in the second half. And it looks like the Bulldogs just really need to work on playing as a team more, and hopefully as they get more practice in and get more playing time in, everything will start to improve for them.
Now, like you mentioned, the weather definitely seemed like played a factor. We saw some guys hunched over, grabbing calves, trying to get the calf cramps out, get the cramps period out, and you know, a lot of these guys are new in their positions. A lot of them are trying to get situated. You know, it's the first game jitters. This team clearly has a lot of work to do. They're not very young. They're not that young of a team. They're a pretty experienced team. They have a lot of depth. We expect to see a lot better out of this team, but we'll see what happens in the upcoming games. But I think the biggest thing that Charlie Edwards, the new coach, has to preach is consistency. This team's got to get consistent on the defensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball, they need to, retain possession throughout the game. That seemed to be a big problem. They need to get a lot of shots on goal. Shots on goal seem to be a problem. Unfortunately, we don't have the final stats on us right now, but at halftime, they were being outshot 11-2, and that can't happen. As we join you now from Docking Stadium, unfortunately, we cannot get that to happen. Thank you for joining us. For Ellen Stanton, I'm Ben Bowman. This has been Adrian College TV.